Hi, if you're viewing this video, it's probably because you've requested a group or you've been given a group to manage in Schoology. Groups can be used with just staff or staff and students and are often used for clubs. So I wanted to walk you through setting it up in case you've never used a group before and to show you some of the highlights. So I'm in the members area right now, and basically what happens is I create the group and then I invite the group admin or admins, and I usually ask who will be the admin, if it's just one person or more than one. The reason for that is I'm the one who gives that group admin privilege. So I'll just cover adding more members to the group. You have two ways of doing it. So as a group admin, you would be able to click on add members and then directly add students into the group. So you would look for their school and then look for their last name. And once you find that student, you could click on their name, make it green, and there's a check mark. And then if you want the student to be added in directly without having to accept an invitation, you would click on this checkbox, add members without the invite. Or if you want to have an invitation sent to them that they have to accept, you could leave it unchecked. The advantage of maybe leaving this unchecked, because I think it's nice to get them right in, but the advantage is if you have an invite sent out, they stay in this pending area until they are actually accessing the group. So it is a way for you to see, have they even been in the group before? They get an email sent to their Bethlehem address, and then they also get a notification that they've been invited to a group. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is to distribute this access code to the students that you would like to have join that group. And I'll give it to you in the email that I send to you in case you need it. And basically they would go to their groups area, the group tab at the top, my groups all the way on the right edge, and then click on join group and enter that group code. So that's that with groups. If you need to reset the code here, you can click on reset. If you don't see that, let me know and I'll do it for you. The other thing you can do is if somebody does get in the group and you don't want them there, you can go to the members area like I am here, go to the cogwheel and click on remove, and they should be taken out of your group. So I'm just going to walk through some of these areas so that you can get them set up. So I highly recommend clicking on edit picture and putting in a picture that accurately represents what the group is about, because it will have like a blue plain picture that's pretty boring and doesn't really help the student navigate to it. Under group options, as a group admin, you'll have the ability to send a message to the entire group, and you can differentiate between the group admins. So it looks like this. So everybody, just the admins, so just the, maybe the teachers, or all just the members, so the admins don't get it. You might see parent here as an option if you have a student in the group that has a parent who has an account attached to them, and they are most likely students from Northeast or freshmen who will have that. So keep in mind when you do send the message to all members, and if there are parents here, they'll get it as well. And the message will go to their Schoology message area as well as to the email. And when we're talking about parents, it goes to the email. So if you go to group options, we have that send message. You can also go to edit info, and I ask that you keep the LHS as part of the name, but if you need to change this for some reason, please feel free. And then you can add a description. And please keep the privacy, access, and category the same if you could. And then, whoops, I'm going to go back. I'm going to click back to the group name. Then I'm going to click on group options again, and then I'm going to go to edit privacy group settings. And when I give you a group, I pretty much lock it down that only people in the group can view these items in the group. That's pretty, self-explanatory, I think. That's probably the way you want to leave it. The other way that I give you the group is pretty locked down, where you have all members can do certain things versus just the group admins can be the only ones who do these. So posting a group update for news, commenting on the update, creating a discussion in the discussion area, or creating resources. Right now, this group is set up that only group admins can do this. You can change this if you'd like by just clicking in the box to give everybody the chance to be able to do this. I highly recommend that before you do that, that you discuss with the members of the group what the expectations are when, if you're giving them the ability to post updates, just so, everybody is on the same page. And then I'll talk about moderation. You can add that as a feature. But I'll finish this off. Parent settings, I highly recommend that you leave the anonymous members' names and hide comments posts on in case there are parent accounts attached to students that they would not be able to look through the names of the students. Okay, so then I would click on Save Changes if I made any, and then I could click on Back to LHS. In this case, that's the name of the group. If I wanted to turn on moderation, if I wanted to allow students to post, but I wanted to leave them private until I look them over, I would go to that, I did it really quick, Group Options, Moderate Posts. And then I could click on Enable Moderation, and then all of the comments that are made would appear here and I could approve them. So just keep in mind, if you do enable this, that students may not see those comments right away, and then they may ask where they are. So you'd have to sort of check back here. This might be something you want to utilize with a very large group where it's really hard to regulate all of the comments. But in a smaller group, maybe you start with this and then you turn it off after a while, after students have demonstrated their digital citizenship. And then I think that's it. Recycle bin is just if something is deleted by mistake, you can get it back by going there. So here's the updates area, which is very popular in groups. Discussions, where you can post discussions for students to respond to. Albums, this is a really cool area that you can add an album and have an album for an event, post the pictures for the event, and then other multimedia as well. Members is some place that we were already in. Resources, that's where you can add content directly into the group. You can copy from another group or a course or even your resources area, your personal resources area. And then conference, that's a nice tool, but what I will say about it is that we're limited to 10 simultaneous conferences on our entire Schoology server. So you may not be able to use these depending on when you have the conference run. Okay. And I think that's it. The one thing I wanted to mention, which is pretty important, is also that there is a calendar for the group that you may want to utilize, and you can add the event. But the one thing I was thinking of was this notifications button. If you click on notifications, you can get notified when any of these events occur. And I highly recommend that you have this checked when you first begin using the group so that you can see what's going on in the group. You may come back and turn some of these off if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed with them, but you can adjust the notifications as needed. Okay, hope this is helping you get your group setting up. Thanks.